Agree.
General Burgess?
Yes, ma'am. Agree.
Mr. Dinger?
It's now illegal there because of
It's killing to hear this word. Meanwhile, we learned that man.
Meanwhile,
Other terrorist attempted attack on the U.S. homeland in the next 3 to 6 months. High or low? Director Blair?
an attempted attack, the priority is certain, I would say.
Mr. Panetta?
I would agree with that.
Mr. Mueller?
Agree.
General Burgess?
Yes, ma'am. Agree.
Mr. Dinger? That's the thing. I mean, I just listening.
I'm having a problem with my implant stock. Implant got backed out because I'm fucking hot.
It was a little bit silly. I mean, when you hear them say, yes, it's happening. Right. No, it is silly.
It's on.
You have to point out to people that when they said it was certain, they were saying it's certain that there'll be an attempt. And so, I mean, we ought to remind people that it's in that context. But even so, having spent almost 5 years at the White House in one of those positions, I can't imagine the circumstance that would have led me to say publicly that I was certain it was going to happen. This may be a good object lesson and answer the question. He was asked whether or not the likelihood of an attempt was high or low. He'd been just fine by saying high without frightening everybody. And we heard cards on the table. Should we be planning for the worst case scenario, especially given what we learned on Christmas? Well, that's right. But
It's not the first place you think of for implant. Sort of fuck you and give a fuck, you know.
She was a Fran Fountain. She was the Homeland Security advisor to President Trump. 3 to 6 months. Certain, they say, there's going to be at least an attempted terrorist attack against the United States. That's chilling.
Not only chilling, it's unprecedented. I mean,
got it on the book.
Can you recall since 9/11, seeing intelligence and law enforcement officials up there saying it's certain? That doesn't happen. Although, in some respects, since
Right, you would be.
the attempted bombing on Christmas Day, you've seen John Brennan come out, the President's Homeland Security Advisor, and say, Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula is the closest affiliate to Al-Qaeda core. We've seen an attempt on the counterterrorism chief with an underwear bomb in Saudi Arabia. We've seen the British come out, and the British have raised their terror alert system. They're loath to do that, I can tell you from experience. And so when you see all of these things happening, well, I think Americans understand that the threat is certainly up. But when you hear these people, these officials who are cognizant of the intelligence that we're not aware of,
The plan didn't take it.
is pretty shocking.
Well, in Britain, they've raised the terrorist threat level. Should we do it here in the United States?
Oh, yes.
Secretary Napolitano commissioned a task force to look at it. I co-chair that task force.
Agree.
General Burgess?
Yes, ma'am. Agree.
Mr. Dinger?
it's now illegal there because of
It's killing to hear this word. Meanwhile, we learned that the man at
Meanwhile,
Christmas force, we made recommendations. This is months ago, and they didn't seem to do anything to it. I think it's a dilemma for them now, having not changed or altered this terror alert system and said that the likelihood of an attack is certain. I think they're in a very difficult position. I think they need to now explain what is the utility, if any at all, to the continuing terror alert system.
I want you to listen to this exchange. The Defense Secretary, Robert Gates, was up on Capitol Hill today, and he was asked about the Miranda rights issues that were read to the Christmas Day attempted airplane bomber Abdul Muttalib. Listen to this exchange that occurred.
When we capture an enemy combatant in Afghanistan or Iraq, do we read them their Miranda rights? So why should we do so if we capture one in this country?
That's a question better addressed to the Attorney General.
You were the director of the Central Intelligence Agency before you were the Secretary of Defense.
Yes.
So I assume you have an opinion on this.
Nope.
I have, my view is whether someone is put into the American judicial system or into the military commission is a judgment best made by the chief law enforcement officer of the United States.
Very diplomatic response.
We can protect ourselves from a chemical attack
whole fucking equipment, right, John?